Hey everyone, welcome back to Legally Teaching Sports. That's right, we're back to legally teaching sports tonight as our engineer, Mr. Samuel Loga, is on a road trip. He's unavailable. He's got that PTO out of the office, whatever they say. Today will be Thursday, December 21st, and this is Passionate Picks semifinal 2. I'm Dylan here with Max. Max, are you excited?
I'm excited to pick some NFL games. College, not so much to pick. I'm excited to watch college. College is exciting this time of year, but I'm more so excited to pick NFL.
All right, love that, love that. But I will have to push back against Max. He has said multiple times my stuff is college. He
It
loves betting
is.
on college more than he does NFL. He is a big college football bettor.
I am really a big college football better. I love watching college football and betting on college football. But as I sit here and look at the lineup we have tonight, I am nervous about picking these games. I'll leave it at that.
A lot of wild cards. Bowl games themselves are wild cards. Speaking of that, our bowl game semifinal picks, so college football picks, are still ongoing. We have two games left. One tonight. We're recording this on Tuesday. We still have the Thursday game. So Matt and Carzy are still both alive. Matt needs two wins, and if he gets a win tonight, we will text them out and get total points. However, the NFL is settled. Matt has defeated Frank. He will be in the finals for the NFL finals for passionate picks. I don't think Frank probably minds too much. He won the game that he mattered the most to him. The Lions beat the shit out of the Broncos. Frank was there. I'm sure Frank's doing okay. So, but congrats to Matt. With that, let's get it going to passionate picks semifinal number 2. Uh, well, we're gonna start with NFL tonight again this week, right, Max?
Absolutely, because we got both guests coming live action today for the NFL, which I'm excited. One of my good
Yes.
buddies is getting on, so
Yep.
excited to have him.
So we have two pickers. One Helms from the great state of Michigan, from the most northern western part of the great state of Michigan, Mr. Josh Beauchamp. That's not how you say his name. He's going to correct me again, probably, but that's okay. Josh did fairly okay. He said NFL was a shit. He went 5-3 in the original picking, squeaked by to get to the semis. So congratulations to Josh. He's here. Looking forward to it. His Vikings, maybe not looking forward to their matchup this weekend. We'll delve into that in a bit. And we also have Mr. Justin Hall. He was a paper guest. He was not actually here. It's his first time on legally teaching in engineer sports. There's no engineer tonight, but we'll say engineer sports. However, he's made to the final or semifinals in both the NFL and college football. So good work, Justin Hall, from the great state of North Carolina. Welcome you
What's
both.
going on?
Thank
Thank
you
you
for
guys for
having.
having us.
Absolutely. Absolutely. How you guys feel about this NFL slate?
It's tight this week. Looking at it, I was going back and forth on a couple of them. A lot of injuries, a lot of wild cards in there, so I think it should be interesting.
Josh, any pre
Yeah,
pick?
it's gonna be interesting. There's some close spreads, just like you said, the injuries, and it sounds like I got my work cut out. He's in college and the NFL picking, so and I'm the
Yeah,
four, he's the one, so
yeah. You're the underdog, Josh. You're plus money right now. So good luck to you. All right, let's get it going. Game one. Thank you both for being here, boys. Max, get us started.
So our first game started off Bengals at the Steelers. It's 2.5 spread for the Bengals. I'm gonna say this may be like a lock. If we still had locks for the week, I would take this as one of my locks. Give me the Bengals minus 2.5 at the Steelers. The Steelers are going through it right now. Mitch the bitch is starting. Kenny Pickett no more. The Bengals still have life in a quarterback. Maybe no Jamar Chase, question mark. But I still think they get the job done.
It's not Mitch. I just want you to know that. It's Mason Rudolph.
Oh, it's Mason.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Christmas season.
Actually, yeah, maybe.
Mm-mm. Not
Still
for
going
sure.
my pick.
Sam's not here. He would have taken the Bengals more likely than not. I'm also on the Bengals. I think Steelers are very good for being so bad. They are horrible. They don't have anything going on for them. They have a horrible football team. Mike Tomlin's a very good coach. I have no idea how they have 7 wins. Yeah, give me the Bengals minus 2.5. They probably win by 10. That's where I am. So we have 3 on the Cincinnati Bengals against the Steelers. AFC North battle. It's in Pittsburgh. Josh, you're gonna go first on this one. Where are you?
I think it's pretty easy. I'm gonna take Bengals minus 2.5. I don't think there needs to be a whole lot said.
Fair
But
enough. Halsey,
So I'm actually going to take the Steelers on this one.
same.
I'm going to put my faith in Mike Tomlin. I think Mason Rudolph is a spark for them, and I ultimately think the slipper is going to break on Jake Browning here with no Jamar Chase. So I'm going to take the Steelers at home.
You think Mason Rudolph will use his helmet as a weapon?
Well, I was thinking that. I was wondering how many starts he's had since that actually happened, but
It's got to be less than 5.
yeah, it's got to be less than 5. But at the very least, I think he can't be worse than Mitch, and I'm a UNC guy, so that hurts to say. But I'm going to take the Steelers on this one.
All right, respect. I like it. Game 2 is the Lions at the Vikings. So we have a Vikings fan here. Josh is a huge Vikings guy. I love it. No slander there. They are playing with their backup quarterback, however, if he is
I was
considered
just
back.
like, is it a backup? It might be like fourth string if you
I was
want
gonna
to.
say he might be like yeah, someone's rejected coffee grinds. Regardless, Lions still have stuff to play for. The Lions are still trying to win division. The Lions are still trying to clinch a playoff spot. Unfortunately, since the Seahawks beat the Eagles, there still has not been clinched. I'm gonna take the Lions minus 3 on the road. I think, Josh, what's the name of the stadium?
US Bank.
Yeah, I think it's a very good environment. I think it's very,
Yeah.
very, but I think the Lions will shut that place down and they'll come in with a victory. So give me the Lions minus 3. Max, where are you?
I'm also on the Lions minus 3. For kind of the same reasons Dylan said. Lions still have a lot to play for. They want to clinch the division and a playoff spot, and they can do it in one swoop right here, so which is good. And I think it's going to be a little mini Ford Field over there. It's not a far drive for Lions fans, and they travel well. So
Hmm.
Yep. And Sam sent a text in on this one. He said, "Tell Josh he's a bitch. Go Lions." Josh, you're first though.
What's that?
You're first. Who you got here between?
On first. This one too. All right. Okay. So Vikings also have a lot to play for, but not as much as the Lions, I would say. I mean, there's a deadlock at the bottom of the wild card. So it's really hard to see the Vikings getting in, but I can't go against my team, dude. I gotta go Vikings plus 3.
I
I
would
won't expect
question you if you're
anything
going with
different.
the Lions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Question is, where's Halsey going? That's why we made you go first. I knew you were doing.
Fair
I
enough.
got Lions on this one. So I think they had a little bit of a lull there through November, and I think Dan Campbell got them back on track last week. Vikings, I think they're a good team, but they just got too much going on, too much shuffling. I'm going to take the Lions on this one.
All right, you guys are split to start both
You
games.
know, it honestly sucks that Kirk Cousins got hurt because I looked at the stats 2 weeks after, and he still had better numbers than Jalen Hurts, who was number 2 in the MVP race at the time.
He was balling out,
I
man.
I do not like Kirk Cousins, but he is so like
He puts
hated
up numbers.
for no reason. He is a great quarterback.
I
Like,
know.
yeah, no,
He
I
just can't
agree.
win anything.
Yep, I agree. Every franchise. I mean, look at all the quarterbacks that are playing, or all the teams that are playing backup and whatever quarterbacks. It's crazy.
Yep.
The whole NFC South would love to have Kirk Cousins.
Oh, for sure.
No doubt. Yeah, I mean, they would love to have Drew Lock. So it is what it is. Game 3, Max, get us going.
We have the Browns at the Texans. The Texans are actually favored here, 2.5 point spread. Kind of mind blowing to me. I'm going with the Browns plus 2.5. I just think their defense is too elite, and CJ Stroud, if he's alive, will be seeing 22 players out there instead of 11. So give me the Browns.
Yeah, so CJ's on my fantasy team. He's on the bench currently, questionable. Last time he played the Jets, an elite defense as well. I think the Browns defense might be a little better. I'm with you, Max. I'll take the Browns plus 2.5 on the road. AFC North battle, a lot to play for. Well, AFC North isn't for the Browns. AFC South, the Texans, they also have a lot to play for, but I like the Browns here. Sam, he said no pick here. He was unsure. So we're gonna start with Halsey on this one between the AFC South and the AFC North battle.
Yeah, I'm with you guys. I'm with the Browns. I love CJ Stroud. I love Nico Collins. I've had Nico Collins and Tank Dell on my fantasy team early, and they've been huge for me. I know Tank Dell's out. Nico, I think he tried to give it a shot last week. They held him out. So if the Texans do get Stroud and Collins back, that's obviously going to be huge for them. But I'm in love with Joe Flacco personally. I love the Joe Flacco roller coaster. So give me the Browns and the defense on the road.
I love it. How many interceptions does Joe Flacco throw this weekend, though?
I'm going to say one
Okay.
beautiful interception.
Yeah. He's good for at least one, for sure.
Yeah.
Josh, where are you?
Yeah, I'm going with the Joe Flacco experience as well. I think he's kind of rejuvenated himself. He found a team with a good defense that he wants to play on and come back. So, yeah, I just think with too much up in the air with if Stroud's even going to clear concussion protocol and stuff, you don't even know that yet. So, I'm going to go Browns. I think it's a safer pick.
No, yeah, I think Max alluded to it with your way you introduced it, Max, by saying the Texans are actually favored here. A little bit of a surprising line. So, um, let's move on to game 4. We have the Jaguars at the Bucks. This is an enigma. Josh texted me. We've talked about it. So on FanDuel, the Bucks are 1.5-point favorites. On DraftKings, the Jaguars are 1-point favorites. That's a 2.5-point swing. It's very wild. I don't know. Trevor Lawrence literally dropped the ball on Sunday night, going in for a touchdown essentially against the Ravens. Probably they should have been closer in that game. They're not a bad team. The Bucks could be a bad team. I'll take the Jaguars plus 1.5 on the road in Tampa Bay because of Trevor Lawrence. Max, where are you?
So I'm going to go the complete opposite. I'm going to take the Bucks minus 1.5 for the sole reason of Baker Mayfield and what he just did in Green Bay. I think that's going to continue back to warm weather against a Jaguars team that I think is, like Dylan said, a roller coaster enigma of a team. They don't know hot or cold. So give me Baker and the Bucks minus 1.5.
Sam just said Bucks because they beat the Packers, so he's in the Bucks. Going back to Halsey. Halsey, where are you on this one?
Yeah, this one was tough for me. At the end of the day, I'm gonna ride with the Jaguars here. Florida versus Florida. I'm a Panthers fan, so I'm well familiar with the NFC South, and it seems like no team can sustain success over a period of time. So I'm just waiting for the brakes to pump on Baker and the Bucks here. I think the Jaguars are a pretty decent team, and that they're too good of a team to lose 3 or 4 in a row, and continue the skid that they're on. So I think the Jaguars flip it this weekend, and they pull out a win against the Bucks.
All right, I like it. Josh.
Yeah, so I honestly agree with pretty much everything he said. I mean, the Jags are a pretty good football team. Their defense has kind of looked suspect the last couple of weeks, but I do think they bounce back against an average Bucks team. I mean, that whole NFC South is pretty rough right now. So, yeah, I'm gonna go
Yeah.
Jags as well.
Yeah, the NFC South, they're locked in essentially to the 4 seed in the playoffs. I don't know how many years straight it's been. I guess not that many. So Tom was probably not a 4 seed 2 years ago. Last year they were. I don't know. NFC South is so bad. It's just gross. Let's move on. Actually, one of the better games of the weekend, Max. Get us started with it. Cowboys Dolphins.
Yep, it's Cowboys, Dolphins. Dolphins are home, 1.5-point favorites. I'm gonna go Dolphins. I assume Tariq will be back. I think they held him out last week as a precautionary kind of thing. The Cowboys' record against winning teams this year is 1-3. They're really bad. They're pretenders. So give me the Dolphins minus 1.5.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm on the Dolphins as well. I took the Cowboys last week, and I said to Max Sunday morning that I thought the Cowboys were in the realm of Super Bowl favorites. And then they got the ball ran down their throats. And I think the Dolphins have that same ability to run the ball down their throats in a different variety of ways. And I think people have continued to just talk shit about the Dolphins because they haven't really beaten anyone for the most part. So I think the Dolphins have a lot to play for this weekend. And like Max said, I think Tyreek has to be back. So give me the Fins. Sam said no bet, too close to call. Weather report, probably sunny. Not sure though. Good luck, Fins. All right. Josh, you're up first here on this one, though.
Weatherman Sam. Um,
Not very good. Don't take any word he says.
Yeah, I don't take any advice from that.
So before I make a pick, we already talked about the Lions. Do we think that Tyreek, even though he probably could have played last week, sat out a game? So if he does break Calvin Johnson's record, it's a 16 game season, not 17 for him?
Max?
I honestly didn't even put that thought in my mind. I can see him being that guy to say, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he only needs like 115, I think, a game the next three,
Yep.
which for him
So
is
Light
pretty
work.
light.
Yeah.
I don't think it was initial, but then it was like after going through warm-ups, he was probably fine. And he's like, well, shit, I kind of have to do one if it's gonna be legit. So yeah, it's a good point, Josh. Yeah, he probably did. And that's unfortunate because we had that. We had
I know.
Calvin only played
Yeah.
16,
And
and
I
now
love Calvin. Calvin was a beast.
I didn't even think of that. Damn it. Ah, good point.
Me either.
Good point. All right.
Okay.
So are you with that, or are you
So
against?
I have Cowboys written down, but I think I'm gonna flip and take Dolphins minus 1.5.
I
Both
love
teams are
a
pretty
good
rough
tinker.
against good teams. And I just think Dolphins being at home, it's a big game for both. I mean, the Dolphins can still get the 1 seed. I just think the Dolphins can pull it out by 2.
I love it. I love a good tinker. I like that a lot.
Yeah, that's our
All
first one of the night, finally.
Yeah, no.
Rough.
Dustin.
Well, so I had Cowboys written down as well, and
Oh,
as you guys were going through it, I was thinking of flipping to the Dolphins, but I'm going to stay pat. I'm going to go with my gut and go with Cowboys here. Again, you guys said it pretty well. They're both kind of iffy against good teams. Max dropped the 1-3 for the Cowboys. I'm not sure what the Dolphins record is, but it's not too much better against winning teams. I think home field doesn't play as much of a factor with the weather being nice. So give me the Cowboys in a lower scoring game than people might think. I think this will be, I think it'll hit the under, and I think the Cowboys defense is ultimately gonna win this one for them.
I like that. An under as well. Okay. That's good. We have 3 different picks now. Love that. Let's move on. The butthole game we have in here. The Broncos host the Patriots on Sunday Night Football. So this is Christmas Eve. It's not even on. So our dad won't be able to watch. It's on the NFL Network. That's unfortunate. Broncos are 6.5-point favorites against the Patriots. Patriots might be the worst team in football. They are very bad. I know they beat the who they just beat Steelers. They're still bad. They got whooped on. They kept it close against the Chiefs. I will acknowledge that. But I'll take danger time with Russell. 6.5 isn't much. Broncos are still in the playoff hunt. Got embarrassed by the Lions. They're gonna come back. Big game. Christmas Eve. A lot of fans excited. Santa will probably be there. Give me the Broncos minus 6.5. Max.
Yeah, I agree. You said one key thing. They got demolished in Ford Field, and nobody likes having that taste in their mouth. And I think they're going to go take it out on the Patriots. It's a perfect team for them to roll in and get a bounce back game. And I like Danger. He's on my bench all year. So Russell Wilson, 6.5. Easy.
Yeah, so Sam's on the Patriots. He said Bill Belichick's probably the best coach in football. Hopefully he gets traded. Pats. All right, Sam. We're gonna go with Halsey first here on this one.
So I agree with Sam here. I'm with the Pats. I think last week was encouraging for them with Bailey Zappi being able to keep it close against the Chiefs, or closer than a lot of people thought. And the Christmas Eve at night in Denver, you picture Bill Belichick as sort of Scrooge and just taking the Broncos like Christmas joy away.
I like that.
I think Bill Belichick has one more up his sleeve, and honestly, I don't think the Broncos are that good. I think they had their moment in the sun, and I think they're falling back to earth. They flew too close, and their wings are melting. I think give me the Broncos might win, but I don't think it's going to be by more than a touchdown. So give me the Pats.
I like that. That's good. Josh, good luck. Good luck following that up.
Yeah, so I'm actually in the complete opposite direction. I think the spread should be more like 9.5. The Lions are a good football team. I mean, they had a stretch where they struggled a little bit, and I think they got right last week. The Broncos have a pretty good team. Patriots probably still the worst team in the NFL. I mean, I don't know. I just think Broncos by 6.5 is too light.
I like it. I like it a lot.
I'm going to say this, man. I like how you guys are going different. Frank and Matt were like only 1 or 2 games separating each other. So I like how we got some different games here.
Yeah, this will be interesting.
Exactly.
Through 6, you guys are 4 different. So yeah, I like it a lot. All right, we're heading to Christmas Day for the last two games. I didn't know it until I was doing this. There's a Christmas Day 1 o'clock game. Wild. The NFL's wild for this. And they said F those families. We've got the Raiders at the Chiefs. Raiders 10-point underdogs. Max, go ahead and hit lead off here.
Yeah, I mean, 10 and a half, I feel like it's kind of a lock. You never know what you're going to get with the Raiders. Like, you really don't. Flip a coin. I'm not the biggest fan of Patrick Mahomes and the whole Chiefs thing. So I circle 10 for the Chiefs, but if I sit down to bet on Christmas Day, I'll probably take the Raiders plus whatever I can get them at. But I'm going to take the Chiefs minus 10.
All right, Max on the Chiefs. Sam's also on the Chiefs. He loves the Chiefs. He said, Travis Kelce, love him. Wish Taylor Swift and them would get married. Nice, Sam. I'm on the Raiders. I think the Chiefs are probably one of the most overrated teams in all of football. I don't think they're very good. I think there's no one to pass the ball to, and the Raiders can sort of run the ball, and Aiden O'Connell's not very good, but at least he has people that can catch the ball. So I think this game will end up being like 31-24, and that's a cover for the Raiders. So give me the Raiders on Christmas Day. I think, yeah, this one might also be on the NFL Network. We're going to go with Josh first on this one.
Yeah, so the Raiders seem to always play the Chiefs pretty good. It's on Christmas, which is kind of different. You know, you can't really predict what's going to happen, but I'm going to take Raiders plus 10. I think they can keep it close enough. Chiefs will win the game, but I think they'll keep it close enough.
All right, I like it. Halsey?
Yeah, I'm kind of I agree with you both. I think the Raiders have a little bit of mojo after that shit kicking last week for the Chargers, and I'm with you. I don't think the Chiefs' offense is much of anything. I think they're an average offense, even with Mahomes. He just doesn't have that many weapons. Kelce hasn't done much all year. The only thing that made me contemplate Chiefs minus 10 was the fact that it's an Arrowhead. I think that plays for something cold weather, loud fans. Still, though, I'm going to go with my gut and take the Raiders to keep it close.
Nice. Do you guys think Taylor Swift will be there?
I guarantee it.
Should be.
Christmas Day? They just started dating. So they're already seeing each other's families on Christmas Day? Wild.
Yeah, that's wild.
What's the rule? So they've been dating for like three months, maybe? Like, what's the value of the gift they should give each other?
A pack of White Claws.
Like, all right, one more question before I get to the last game. Who will be the Chargers' next head coach? Josh?
I mean, everyone thinks it's going to be Bill, but I don't know if they're going to let him go. I think he still technically has 1 year left. I mean, there's going to be some conversations in New England, so
it would have to be a trade, I think, or like a buyout.
Yeah, so I don't know. I don't think it's going to be Bill, but I have no clue who it's going to be other than that.
I think it's going to be Belichick, or dark horse might be Tomlin. They might pick up Tomlin if he gets let go from Pittsburgh.
Ooh, that is zesty. I like that. I like that a lot. All right, I'm glad you both didn't say the who I was hoping you wouldn't say. So thank you. We're not gonna say his name. Let's nobody say his name. Let's move on to the last game. Christmas Day Monday Night Football game. I'm gonna hit lead off here, Max. We've had 7 straight money line dogs on Monday Night Football. I know the tweet's been out there. Everyone has seen it. Ravens are plus 5.5 at the 49ers. This could be a Super Bowl matchup. This is going to be hopefully a good game. I'm really looking forward to it. You know, a full day of Christmas with the family. Get a few beers in you, maybe a couple vodkas, maybe some rums. Bet the Ravens money line. Lamar Jackson anytime touchdown. Looking forward to it. Give me the Ravens plus 5.5. Max, where are you?
I'm also going Ravens plus 5.5. I think the 49ers win, but I think it's going to be a Jake Moody game-winning field goal. It's going to be so the Ravens will cover, but the 49ers will win.
Nice.
It's going to be a great game.
Sam said, did you know Jake Moody now has the NFL record for most consecutive made extra points?
Wow. Good for you, Jake.
Yep. He's on the Ravens. He said, give me Ravens or give me death. Nice. we're going to go with Mr. Halsey to hit leadoff on our last NFL game.
I'm going to go with the Niners on this one. Simply put, I think the Niners are the best team in football. I think they're one of those teams that weirdly gets better and plays better against better opponents and gets up for better opponents. At home, Ravens got to fly across the country Christmas Day. Give me the Niners. I like the Niners, honestly, by 10 plus in this game.
I like it. I mean, it's probably the right answer, but I'm going to wait for Josh to see what he says.
Yeah, so everyone kind of thinks it's going to be a close game. I actually agree. I think the Niners are the best team far and away in the whole NFL. They had their 3-week stretch before their bye where they kind of struggled. I mean, Minnesota beat them. That was Kirk's last fully healthy game, I'm pretty sure. And then the next game he got hurt. But yeah, I think the Niners are a freight train right now. Ravens, I mean, they look good too, but I got to roll with the Niners -5.5.
I knew Josh was going to go with the 49ers. I follow him on Twitter. Who would you guys, before we get done with NFL here, Josh, great job. Justin, you're sticking around for college football. Looking forward to it. Who is the NFL MVP right now in both of your minds?
Honestly, I don't know if I have one clear cut. I think this is as wide open as it's been in quite a long time. I hope this is the year they don't go with a quarterback. So, of all the non-quarterback players, you could go with McCaffrey or maybe Myles Garrett. But I would probably give it to Christian McCaffrey.
I like the Myles Garrett toss in. Before I get to Josh, you already mentioned it, Josh. I don't want to break your thunder. Actually, go ahead. Say what you're going to say, just in case.
Oh, you were good. You can go.
All right. Well, if Tyreek breaks the record, I think it's probably him. But go ahead.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. And I'm kind of hoping because I bet CD Lamb like 5 weeks ago, hoping Tyreek would get the MVP. I bet CD to win Offensive Player of the Year at 30-1.
Fudge.
So I'm kind of hoping Tyreek gets MVP, but it's a quarterback award. I mean, it sucks to say, but I seriously think they're never going to give it to an offensive player besides a quarterback again. And it's wild that just because it's Brock Purdy and it's Mr. Irrelevant and all that, why are we downplaying what he's doing? I mean, we saw what Trey Lance did in that offense. It's not you have to be a good quarterback to feed those guys the ball. Like
He's not good, but like, is he the most valuable player in the NFL? I don't know.
I mean, we see what happened when he went out in the playoff game last year. They didn't even have a quarterback.
Yeah, but if Jared Goff went out in a playoff game, then he wouldn't have been considered that MVP. I don't know. I see what you're saying. It's fair. It's a fair point. Max, who's your MVP?
I honestly toss up between Christian McCaffrey or Tyreek Hill. I'm with Halsey. I'd love them not to make it a quarterback award, just like the Heisman's turning into in college. It's just becoming a quarterback award. So love with Myles Garrett shout out. He wasn't even on my radar, but he is a dog, and I'd be pretty sweet to see him.
Hey,
Well, he won't be in the top. He won't be in the top 10, but
No.
I still appreciate the shout out.
Danielle Hunter has more sacks. Come on.
One more question before Josh gets out of here and move to college for Halsey. We're going to start with Max. Who is the Super Bowl champion? Go ahead, Max. We just talked about it last night, so you can say who you said again, but...
I will. 49ers.
Okay. I'm going to go next. Well, I'll say Sam's next. Sam said 49ers last night. And I'll keep with mine. I said the Ravens. I'll stick with the Ravens. Josh, go ahead.
So just to keep it different, I do think the Niners will probably win it, but a dark horse, I think, is the Bills if they sneak into the playoff.
Ooh, yep. Josh Allen, nasty. They look good. I like how they just ran the ball a bunch out. Beat the piss out of the Cowboys. I like that. Bills. Halsey.
Yeah, Josh took my thunder. I was going to say the Bills over the 49ers, just because I think they're one of those teams that's getting hot at the right time. But I think it's almost a lock that the Niners are going to be there for the NFC.
I agree.
I said there was 3 teams that could win the Super Bowl, and they're all the NFC. I said Niners, boys. This was Sunday morning, by the way. Niners, Cowboys, Eagles. But yeah, Niners look the most complete. Max and I talked about this almost 2 weeks ago. We're like, how do they have Hall of Fame talent on both the defense and offense? It's gross.
Disgusting.
It's crazy.
It really is. All right, Josh, thank you for joining us. Great job. I wish you the best of luck. Well, sorry, Halsey.
You're good, man.
Best of luck in your picks, boys. Josh is getting out of here. Halsey's sticking on for the college picks. Thanks, Josh.
Thank you, guys. Good luck to the Lions this weekend.
Thank you, Josh.
Yeah, appreciate that. Yeah, beat the piss out of the Vikings later, Josh.
We'll see. All right. Thanks, fellas. Bye.
All right, with that, we have Mr. Halsey himself still here. He's going up against Kevin Van Bachlen, an Ohio guy who thinks Ohio State's still good at football. Hmm.
Oh,
I have a shirt that underneath here that says LeBron hates Ohio. I can't get it up because I have the statistician sheet in front of me. But just so you know, Kevin, LeBron hates Ohio. With that, let's move to the college bowls. Max, get us going with the first bowl game that we have on the slate.
yeah. So I let off the show. Halsey, you weren't on yet, but I looking at this is gonna be tough. It's like throwing a dart at a board with your eyes closed. So
Yep.
here we go. But anyways, give me. So it's Georgia Tech versus UCF, and UCF is -4.5. Give me UCF -4.5. They looked really good during spurts of the regular season, and Georgia Tech's Georgia Tech. So UCF.
Yep. Yeah, the game's also played. It's Gasparilla Bowl. It's played in Florida. I have UCF as well, -4.5. Sam, however, has the Yellow Jackets at Georgia Tech. Who does Kevin have?
Yeah. Well, Halsey can always go last here. I'll read
Yes,
Kevin
exactly.
first. He has Georgia Tech +4.5. So
Yeah, checks out. He has a loss. Halsey,
Yeah, I'm with Kev, actually. I didn't see Kev's picks, but I'm with Georgia Tech. My sister's a huge University of Georgia fan. She went to the University of Georgia. I watched that last game, Georgia Tech and Georgia. Georgia Tech was able to keep it close. I think they lost by 8 to Georgia at Georgia. Georgia Tech beat UNC earlier in the season, so this was like you said, Max, throwing a dart at a dartboard. I'm gonna roll with the ACC. I'm gonna get Tech to cover.
yeah.
so that's very well done. Halsey, you've been very good with all of your explanations, so I really appreciate it. I went to Georgia Tech Stadium. It's a dump hole. That's also why I picked against them. It's like a cement shit storm, like in the middle
Yeah,
of
it's a shit.
downtown. Yeah, it's
And
not
they,
good.
yeah, and they bring that old piece of shit car out when they're running
Yeah.
the gold
Yes.
car. I'm not saying the traditions are good, but I think they got
No.
a half decent team this year. So
Yeah. All right. Fair enough. I hope UCF Max wears their astronaut jerseys.
Same.
All
Space
right.
U.
Game 2. I have game 2. It is the Max. Pronounce that for me. It's your bowl.
The Camellia Bowl.
The Camellia Bowl. It's Arkansas State versus Northern Illinois. I have the MAC. Northern Illinois +2.5. And so does Sam.
I mean, that is the only way to go. You got to take them action. Give me Northern Illinois +2.5. Kevin is also on Northern Illinois +2.5. It's going to Halsey here.
I'll be honest with you, boys. I don't think I've ever watched an Arkansas State or Northern Illinois football game in my entire life.
And that's okay.
I'm going with Arkansas State. I think the people from Arkansas just know how to play muck it up football. Give me Arkansas State. I don't even know what their mascot is, but I'll give me Arkansas State to cover.
An animal of sorts.
Right.
I don't have it on the tip of my tongue. It feels like a wolf of sorts.
Feels like an anteater or something.
I'm gonna go
Just
with a
something.
wolf of sorts.
They're the Red Wolves.
There
Hey,
you
all
go.
right. All right.
I like that even better.
The Lockheed Martin Armed Forces Bowl. If you pick against Air Force, you're picking against America. James Madison versus Air Force. James Madison's a -2.5 favorite. Sam's on Air Force because he said if you're against America, you're against love. I'm on James Madison. Max, where are you?
I'm on James Madison. He was the 4th president of the United States. That is America. So I'm picking JMU -2.5.
Kevin?
Kevin is going James Madison -2.5 also.
I would have bet the house that Kevin bet Air Force, but I'm going to go with the Dukes as well. Had a cousin that went to JMU. They had game day there this year. I'm going JMU.
I also appreciate how you just dropped the Dukes too. So we were just struggling over the last. Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, I got that one.
All right, let's move to game 4. Max.
This is Utah versus Northwestern. Utah 6.5. I did not have the bowl game. Dylan, you have to tell me that one. But I'm going to go with the Utes of Utah and their pig farmer of a quarterback. So give me the pig farmer.
All right, I'm on Northwestern, they're smarter, probably better looking than from Chicago, plus 6.5. Northwestern is thriving. Same as with you, Max. He's on Utah.
Kevin is going to be on Utah as well. He's minus 6.5 from Utah. Halsey.
I'm on the Mountain Boys. I'm taking Utah.
I like it. All right. Game number 5. We have Coastal Carolina. This is my favorite bowl of the year, actually. The Hawaii Bowl. It's Christmas Eve usually. It's not Christmas Eve this year. It's 23rd. I'm on Coastal Carolina, and so is Sam. Max.
I'm also on Coastal plus 10.5. I feel like that's a big spread, but Kevin said not so fast. He's going San Jose State minus 10.5. Halsey.
I'm with you, boys. Coastal Carolina, Myrtle Beach, represent Chanticleers. 10.5 is too much points. Give me Coastal Carolina.
They are traveling a long way, but I don't think it's going to affect them.
All right, the best bowl game of the year, the Quick Lane Bowl, Bowling Green versus Minnesota. We will be there. There's a bar call. It's the Quick Lane Bowl and the Pistons. We're hoping for one win and a loss. Hope the Pistons lose, but the Falcons win. I'll take Bowling Green plus 4.5. Sam said he's not picking this one. Too ugly of teams. Max.
So I'm also going Bowling Green. Bowling Green's fans are going to travel. They were there last year. They're going to be back again, bigger and better. So give me Bowling Green plus 4.5. Kevin is on Bowling Green plus 4.5 also. Halsey.
I got Minnesota, PJ Fleck in a sweater vest. Big Ten football. Give me Minnesota.
There's not a lot of water around. He ain't going to row his boat for shit. So I'm just saying. I like it though. Let's go to the Guaranteed Rate Bowl. The worst name, but one of the maybe one of the better games. Max, who you got here?
Yeah, so this is a tough one. I skipped this one when I picked it. It's Kansas versus UNLV. Kansas is 12.5-point spread. Give me UNLV plus 12.5. What they've just gone through at their school, I think they're going to be playing for a little more oomph. So give me UNLV.
Yeah, so I'm surprised they're still playing, honestly. When I saw that it was still active, I was surprised, as I already said. Hopefully it still happens. Give me UNLV. They've played a better team than Kansas has all year. University of Michigan Wolverines. Sam is on Kansas.
Kevin is also on Kansas minus 12.5. Halsey.
Rock Chalk Jayhawk, Kansas, minus 12.5.
Hey,
I'll say graphic.
you a Hunter Dickinson guy there, Halsey?
No, sir. Armando Bacot owns Hunter Dickinson.
Yeah, probably. I have nothing to say here anymore. So let's move on to the bowl game Halsey's been waiting for. The Duke's Mayo Bowl. We have North Carolina versus West Virginia, the Mountaineers versus Tar Heels. West Virginia, 6.5-point favorite, mostly only because of starting quarterback for North Carolina. Mr. Drake May will not be playing. I'm on the Mountaineers, minus 6.5. Sam? On North Carolina. Max?
I'm picking North Carolina for my guy Halsey. Give me North Carolina there. Kevin is also taking North Carolina. Halsey?
Something about those LVC guys were super smart. I'm betting with my heart here. UNC is going to win this football game outright. Connor Harrell's our backup quarterback. Losing Drake May, obviously, you can't replace a guy like that. This guy was an Alabama Gatorade Player of the Year. He's a dual threat quarterback. He could run with his legs. They haven't seen it on film yet, West Virginia.
Love that.
We got the best running back in the nation for my money, aside from Blake Corum and Omarion Hampton. He's still playing. We got our D-line. Most of them are still there. Our secondary all transfer. That's fine. We don't need them. Get people that want to play. UNC is going to win. Mac Brown's going to go out with a bowl win going into next year with some momentum.
Let's go. Love that.
Yep.
Hey, Halsey. Thanks for joining us.